My wife called, unable to speak, gagging. She stammered, "I'll be late, overtime again." I replied, "Don't worry, your family is watching you work that overtime." When she realized, it was already too late. When she told me she was working overtime, I never imagined it was my life that was being put on hold. I used to think I knew what betrayal looked like. I thought I would recognize it. The smell of someone else's perfume, the nervous glances, the sudden need for privacy. I thought if it ever happened to me, I would see it coming. I was wrong. My name is Ryan. For 5 years, I believed I had the kind of marriage people envied. Jessica and I weren't perfect, but we were solid. We were partners. I worked in logistics, managing supply chains for a mid-sized distributor. She was in marketing, climbing the corporate ladder at a tech company downtown. We had plans. Children, eventually maybe a bigger house, vacations in places we only saw in magazines. We were building something, or at least that's what I thought. The first crack appeared about 6 months ago, though I didn't recognize it as such at the time. Jessica started working late. Not just occasionally, but all the time. Monday nights turned into Tuesdays, which turned into entire weeks where I ate alone, slept alone, and woke up to find her side of the bed still made because she had slept on the couch in her office. Or at least that's what she said. The message would arrive around 7 p.m. "Big project, honey. Don't wait up." Another night, another text. "The boss needs this. Done by morning. Overtime pays well for our future," she would say. For our future. I clung to those words like a lifeline, because if it was for us, then the distance didn't matter, right? The missed dinners, the canceled weekend plans, the fact that we hadn't been intimate in over a month, it was all justified if it meant we were building something better. But then other subtle changes began. At first, she started dressing differently for work. More structured blazers, tighter skirts, heels I had never seen before. Now she wore full makeup to the office. Not just lipstick, but everything. Contour on her cheekbones, smoky eyes, that illuminated foundation that made her skin look flawless. And the perfume. Not the light floral scent she used to wear, but something more intense, more seductive, something that lingered in the air. When I asked, she laughed and brushed it off. "I'm representing the company in client meetings now," she explained with a casual wave of her hand. "I need to look professional." Professional, right? The intimacy drought continued. When I tried to initiate something, a hand on her waist in the kitchen, a kiss that lasted longer than usual, she would pull away with excuses. "I'm exhausted, Ryan," she'd say, turning her face away. "I have an early meeting," she murmured another time. "Can we just spoon tonight?" I suggested gently, but we didn't spoon. She turned her back to me, her phone glowing under the covers while she typed messages she never showed me. I started noticing the phone thing more and more. She smiled at texts she wouldn't let me see. She took calls in the other room, her voice dropping to a whisper I couldn't distinguish. And when I walked in, she would end the conversation abruptly. "Gotta go, talk later," she'd say quickly. Then, she'd look at me with that same open, bright, completely fake smile and add, "Work stuff." I wasn't an idiot. I had heard stories. I knew the signs. Hell, I had seen enough movies to recognize a cheating spouse when I saw one. But confronting her felt like admitting defeat, as if the moment I accused her, I would have already lost her. So I stayed quiet. I watched, I waited, and I hated myself for it. One night, after she left for yet another late project, I sat in the dark living room and made a decision. I wasn't going to ask if she was cheating on me. I wasn't going to beg for the truth or plead for honesty. I was going to find out on my own. And if she was lying, if she was cheating, I wouldn't just walk away. I would make sure she understood exactly what she had destroyed. I grabbed my laptop and searched for GPS trackers. I found one with good reviews. Discrete magnetic mounting, real-time tracking delivered in 2 days. I bought it without hesitation, without tears, without drama. Just cold, calculated determination. The package would arrive on Thursday. The tracker arrived in a plain brown box on Thursday afternoon, exactly as promised. Small, black, about the size of a matchbox with a strong magnet on one side. I held it in my palm during lunch, testing its weight, imagining where I would put it. Under the car, near the rear wheel well, somewhere she would never think to look. That night, while Jessica was in the shower getting ready for another shift of overtime, I slipped out of the house. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across our driveway. My hands were steady as I crouched beside her sedan and pressed the tracker firmly against the undercarriage. It snapped into place with a soft click. I stood up, dusted off my hands, and went back inside as if nothing had happened. She left at 6:40 p.m. She kissed my cheek. Light, automatic, the kind of kiss you give a roommate. "Don't wait up, honey," she said, grabbing her bag. "This is going to be a long night." I smiled back at her. "Good luck. I'll save some dinner for you." The moment her car disappeared around the corner, I pulled out my phone and opened the tracking app. A small blue dot appeared on the map, moving through our neighborhood. I watched as it followed the streets toward downtown, where her office was. For a moment, I felt stupid, paranoid. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe she really was just working late. Then the dot turned left instead of right, moving away from the office and heading toward the suburbs on the east side of the city. My stomach dropped. I waited 10 minutes. The dot stopped moving, parked on a residential street I didn't recognize. I grabbed my keys and drove. My heart was beating so hard I could feel it in my throat, but my hands weren't shaking. My vision was focused like a tunnel. I needed to see it. I needed to know. 15 minutes later, I turned onto the street where her car was parked in a driveway. It was a common single-story house, well-kept lawn, porch light on, everything normal, except nothing about the situation was normal. I parked a block away and walked, keeping to the shadows. The blinds on the front window were partially open, just enough. The lights inside were warm, golden. I got closer, breath short, pulse hammering in my ears, and then I saw them. Jessica in the bedroom with a man. She was on top of him, her hair loose and falling over her shoulders, her head thrown back in a way I hadn't seen in months, maybe longer. The man beneath her was older, early 40s, fit, with streaks of gray at his temples. I recognized him. I had seen him once when I picked Jessica up from work, her manager, the guy she had mentioned in passing. "Oh, that's Dave," she had said that day casually. "He's harmless. Just my boss. Harmless." I stood there paralyzed, watching through the window as if it were a television screen, as if this were someone else's life. Clothes scattered on the floor, his hands on her waist, her mouth on his. The way she moved, urgent, desperate, alive. I couldn't look away. I couldn't breathe. My first impulse was to kick down the door, drag him out by his neck and make him bleed, scream at her, demand answers, burn everything down right there. But then something stopped me. A voice in my head, low but firm. "No, not yet. If you do this now, you lose. You become the villain. You go to jail." She plays the victim. Think. I turned and walked back to the car. My legs didn't feel like my own. I sat in the driver's seat, hands gripping the steering wheel, and just breathed. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. My chest was tight. My vision blurred. But I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't break. I took out my phone and opened the Notes app. I started typing evidence, timeline, names, dates, locations. I needed proof. I needed leverage. And more than anything, I needed her to feel exactly what I was feeling in that moment. Not just guilt, not just regret. Humiliation. Public and irreversible humiliation. I went back home, poured 3 fingers of whiskey, and sat in front of my laptop. I researched live streaming platforms, screen recording software, WhatsApp group settings, cloud storage for video evidence. I wasn't finished. I was just getting started. For the next 2 weeks, I became a ghost in my own life. I smiled at Jessica at breakfast, asked about her day, kissed her goodbye as if nothing had changed. And she believed it. She swallowed every lie whole. Why wouldn't she? I played the oblivious husband to perfection. But behind the mask, I built a case that would make any prosecutor weep with envy. Every night she went out for overtime, I tracked her. The same house, the same time, usually between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. I documented everything. Screenshots of GPS data with timestamps cross-referenced with her work calendar, which was synced to our shared Google account. Rookie mistake. I even installed a hidden camera app on an old tablet. I propped it on the dashboard of my car and recorded videos of her car arriving at the house, her going in, and staying there for hours. Irrefutable. I also went to her company's website and confirmed that manager Dave Richardson was listed as senior marketing director. Married. 2 kids. LinkedIn showed family photos. His wife, Jennifer, blonde and smiling, holding their daughters on a sunny beach. I wondered if Jennifer knew. I wondered if she would thank me later. But documentation wasn't enough. I didn't just want proof. I wanted impact. I wanted the people she cared about, the people who thought she was a good girl, who believed she was incapable of doing wrong, to see exactly who she was, to witness it all in real time. No versions, no excuses, just the raw, undeniable truth. Jessica's family was very tight-knit. Her parents, Linda and Robert, were traditional Catholics, the type who still went to Mass on Sundays and believed in the sanctity of marriage. Her younger sister, Emily, idolized her. Her older brother, Henry, was protective, the type to throw punches before asking questions. Everyone thought I was lucky to have her, that I had won the lottery by marrying their perfect daughter. I was about to shatter that illusion. I created a WhatsApp group, but I didn't send the invite yet. The title was Family Emergency, vague enough to generate immediate attention. I added Linda, Robert, Henry, Emily, Jessica's 2 closest cousins, even her favorite aunt. In total, 14 people. I drafted the message. I need everyone to see this. I'm sorry, but this is the truth. I didn't hit send. Not yet. I was waiting for the perfect moment. I also tested live streaming platforms. I created a temporary account. I streamed my own living room to ensure the video quality was good, the audio worked, and the link generated instantly. I practiced the timing. Start stream, create group, send link, wait. I even scripted possible responses. If anyone texted me during the stream, I would keep the reply short, calm, factual. I would just say, watch the video, you'll understand. No emotion, no hysteria, just the cold, hard truth. The final piece was timing. I couldn't do this on just any Tuesday. It had to be a night when Jessica felt safe, when she thought I knew nothing, when her guard was completely down. So I waited. I watched her patterns. And then, finally, the opportunity arose. On Friday night, 3 weeks after I discovered the affair, she told me she had a late project and wouldn't be back before 11 p.m. She even apologized. "I'm sorry, honey," she said, touching my arm gently. "I know it's been a lot lately. I promise it will calm down soon." I smiled back at her. "It's okay. I'll be here when you get back." She gave me a kiss, another empty, meaningless gesture, and left at 6:30 p.m. I waited 20 minutes to make sure she was settled at Dave's house. Then, I grabbed my phone, got in the car, and drove. I parked on the street below Dave's house, close enough to see the bedroom window but far enough to stay hidden. The lights were on, the blinds half open, just like the other times. I opened the Livestream app, positioned the phone toward the window, and zoomed in. Now I could see them clearly. Jessica and Dave kissing, undressing, moving together in that familiar, disgusting rhythm. I took a deep breath and then pressed start stream. 8:47 p.m. Showtime. The video feed was grainy but clear enough. The camera captured the bedroom window perfectly. 2 silhouettes against the warm light, their movements unmistakable. I adjusted the zoom slightly, bringing their faces into sharper focus. Jessica and Dave kissing, her hands in his hair, his on her waist, sliding under her blouse. The audio wasn't perfect, but it picked up enough. Soft giggles, the creaking of the bed, a low moan that made me nauseous. I stared at the screen for a moment, my finger hovering over the WhatsApp icon. This was it, the point of no return. Once I sent this, there was no going back. No explaining it away. No damage control. Click. I opened WhatsApp, created the group, and added all the contacts I had prepared. Linda, Robert, Henry, Emily, the cousins, the aunt. 14 people in total. I typed the message. I need everyone to see this. I'm sorry, but this is the truth. I pasted the live stream link. I hit send. 8:51 p.m. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then the group exploded. Emily's message popped up first. What is this? Linda's message came right after. Ryan, what is happening? What am I watching? Then Henry. That's Jessica. I didn't reply. I just watched the messages flooding the group. One after another. Faster and faster. Robert's message was in all caps. Stop this. Stop it right now. Aunt Carol typed quickly. Oh my God. Oh my God. Henry? Is this real? Cousin Sarah replied. I'm going to throw up. The messages became frantic. Questions, denial, anger, horror. Linda was calling Jessica. Henry was calling Jessica. Emily was calling me. My phone vibrated nonstop in my hand, but I put it on silent. I kept the stream live. On the screen, Jessica's phone lit up on the nightstand once, twice, 3 times. She ignored it at first, too lost in the moment to care. But then it didn't stop. Buzz, buzz, buzz. She paused, confused, and reached for the phone. I watched through the window and, at the same time, saw the reactions flooding the group chat as her world exploded. She unlocked the phone. Her face went white. Completely, totally white. She sat up abruptly, pulling the sheet over herself, staring at the screen as if it had just handed her a death sentence. Dave was asking what was wrong. His voice muffled through the glass. She didn't answer. She just kept scrolling, reading, mouth open, hands shaking. The group chat had become a battlefield now. Henry typed furiously, Where the hell are you right now? Robert's message was cold. You have shamed this family. Linda's message came in all caps. How could you do this to Ryan? Emily's text was desperate. Jess, please tell me this isn't real. Please. Jessica finally answered Emily's call. I couldn't hear the conversation, but I saw her pacing back and forth, gesturing frantically, one hand pressed to her forehead. Dave was already getting dressed, looking scared, asking questions she wasn't answering. She kept shaking her head, tears streaming down her face. The messages kept coming. Jessica's cousin Mark wrote, You always acted so superior. Now we know who you really are. Aunt Carol added, I can't believe I defended you. I feel sick. Linda sent another message. I am heartbroken. How could you do this? How could you throw away a good man like Ryan? Robert's last message was brutal. Don't come home. You are no longer welcome in this family. Jessica was now sobbing, her whole body shaking with grief. Dave tried to calm her down, but she pushed him away. She grabbed her clothes from the floor, putting them on with trembling hands, her phone still clutched in a fist. I ended the stream at 9:14 p.m. 23 minutes of footage. More than enough. I took screenshots of the group chat, over 200 messages now. Most condemning her. Some cursing her. Some from Linda just saying, I'm heartbroken. I saved everything to the cloud, then drove back home. I didn't speed. I didn't play loud music. I just drove. Hands steady on the wheel, jaw tight, my mind terrifyingly calm. When I pulled into the driveway, my phone had 47 missed calls. I ignored them all. I went inside, locked the door, and started packing Jessica's things. Clothes, shoes, toiletries, makeup. Everything went into black trash bags. I worked meticulously, room by room, until there was nothing left of hers. I dragged the bags to the front lawn, 7 in total, and left them there, neatly stacked in a pile. Then I changed the locks. Took me 40 minutes. When I finished, it was 10 p.m. At 10:41 p.m., Jessica's car pulled into the driveway. I watched from the window. She got out slowly, moving as if she were wading through water, and stopped when she saw the bags. She stood there, staring at them, her face pale under the street lamp. Then she walked to the door and tried to use her key. It didn't work. She tried again. Nothing. She started banging on the door. Ryan, open the door. Let me explain. she screamed, her voice cracking. I didn't move. Please, she yelled, her voice failing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Just let me in. We can fix this. I opened the door just enough to look her in the eyes. My voice was calm, flat. There is nothing to fix, I said firmly. You're done. Take your stuff and leave. She tried to push past me, but I blocked her. Ryan, please. She started desperately. I cut her off. No, you don't have the right to speak. You don't have the right to cry. You made your choice. Now live with it. I closed the door. She stayed there screaming, pounding on the wood, begging, sobbing. You ruined my life, she cried from behind the door. You humiliated me in front of everyone. How could you do that? I walked away. I didn't look back. Eventually, the banging stopped. I heard her car start. She drove away. I sat on the couch in the dark, staring at nothing. The silence was louder than anything she could have said. The next 72 hours were chaos, but I remained in the eye of the storm. Jessica tried everything. Texts, calls, emails. One message read, Ryan, please, we need to talk. I made a mistake. I can change. Please don't do this. I blocked her on everything. Phone, social media, email. I didn't want explanations. I didn't want apologies. I wanted her gone, but her family reached out. Linda called me the next morning, Saturday, crying so hard she could barely speak. Ryan, I am so sorry, she sobbed into the phone. I didn't know. She isn't who I thought she was. Her voice broke. You deserved better. You deserved so much better. I thanked her for the call and made it clear I was done. I appreciate the call, Linda, I replied calmly, but I cannot continue in this marriage. I will be filing for divorce. I understand, she whispered back. I'm sorry for all of this. Robert sent a text later that day. It was short and direct. You were a good husband. She threw it all away. The fault is hers. Henry reached out on Sunday. His message was supportive. You did the right thing, man. I can't believe she did this to you. If you need anything, a place to stay, someone to talk to, I'm here. Even Emily, who tried to defend Jessica at first, went silent after I sent the full proof. GPS logs, timestamps, video clips, screenshots of Jessica's lies. She replied hours later with just 2 words, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, Jessica was falling apart. She moved temporarily to a friend's house, but the news spread fast. The Livestream link leaked beyond the family group. Someone shared it, probably sent it to a cousin, and now people at her work knew. HR got involved. Jessica and Dave were placed on administrative leave, which in corporate code means, we are building a case to fire you. Dave's wife, Jennifer, found out within 48 hours. I don't know who told her. Maybe someone from Jessica's family, maybe a coworker, but she knew. She filed for divorce immediately. She took the kids, took the house, took everything. Dave tried to contact me on Tuesday, 3 days after the stream. His email was pathetic, offering money, asking me not to make things worse. I didn't reply. A week later, he resigned and moved 2 states away. His wife wouldn't let him see the kids. His reputation was destroyed. He was finished. Jessica's parents disowned her. Robert said she was no longer welcome at family gatherings. Linda stopped answering her calls. Henry was disgusted. Emily was torn, but in the end sided with the family. Jessica was exiled, cut off, alone. She tried to reach out to mutual friends, but I had already told them the truth. I showed the proof. No one wanted to get involved. No one wanted to be associated with her. I moved forward with the divorce. I hired a lawyer on Monday and filed on Wednesday, using the videos and GPS data as proof of adultery. In our state, infidelity influences the division of assets. Jessica's lawyer tried to negotiate, but my evidence was incontestable. She had no leverage, no defense, no nothing. The divorce was finalized 4 months later, in early March. She got nothing. No alimony, no part of my retirement, no claim to the house, which was in my name before the marriage. She signed the papers without a fight. She had already lost everything else. I didn't celebrate. I didn't gloat. I just kept going. Went to work, came home, went to the gym, watched TV, slept. Friends checked in on me. "You okay, man?" "I'm fine," I'd reply. And in a way I wasn't happy, but I wasn't destroyed either. I was just numb. On a Saturday afternoon in April, after the divorce was finalized, I was sitting in the backyard drinking a beer and looking at the sky. My phone vibrated. A message from Emily appeared on the screen. "She's doing really bad. Thought you should know." I read it. I didn't reply. I deleted it. I took another sip of beer. Jessica's downfall wasn't my responsibility. She made her choices. She lied, she cheated, she destroyed what we had. And when the consequences came, she couldn't handle them. That wasn't my problem. I leaned back in the chair, closed my eyes, and let the sun warm my face. For the first time in months, I felt light. It's been 6 months since the divorce was finalized. 6 months since I signed those papers and walked out of that courthouse a free man. I'm sitting in my living room on a Friday night, alone. The house is quiet. Too quiet sometimes, but it's my silence. No lies, no betrayal, no pretending. Sometimes I think about Jessica. Not because I miss her, but because I wonder if she ever really loved me, or if I was just convenient. A temporary spot, someone to pay half the bills while she figured out what she really wanted. I heard through the grapevine that she moved to another city, changed jobs, and cut contact with almost everyone from her old life. Good. She should. She burned every bridge she had. There was nothing left for her here. Some people think I went too far. Some mutual friends called me cruel. Said I humiliated her unnecessarily. I don't care. She humiliated herself. I just ensured the right people saw it. And honestly, I would do it all again. Because the alternative, confronting her in private, giving her the chance to lie, manipulate, play the victim while I looked like the paranoid, jealous husband, that would have destroyed me more than the betrayal itself. This way, I controlled the narrative. I had the proof. I had the power. But power doesn't fill the empty side of the bed. It doesn't make the house feel less lonely. I'm not bitter. Not exactly. I'm just realistic. I know that trust is something I might never give away fully again. I know the next woman I date, if there is a next one, will have to deal with the fact that I've been damaged, that I'll always be looking for signs. Maybe that's not fair to her, but it's the reality I live in now. I'm not broken, just cautious, closed off. I learned that love isn't enough when it's built on lies. That partnership means nothing when one person is just pretending. And that sometimes, the only way to protect yourself is to burn the bridge before someone pushes you off it. Was it worth it? The live stream, the public humiliation, the scorched earth revenge? I don't know. It didn't make me happy. It didn't bring me peace. But it gave me something, control. For those 23 minutes, I wasn't the victim. I was the one holding the cards. And when she came back home that night, crying, begging, trying to manipulate me one last time, I was able to say no. I was able to close the door. And that, in a twisted way, mattered. I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm not ashamed either. I did what I had to do to survive the betrayal with my dignity intact. And maybe that's all anyone can ask for, to walk away with your head held high, even if you're walking away alone. I finish my beer, place the bottle on the table, and lean back on the sofa. The TV is on. Some action movie I'm barely watching. My phone is on the coffee table, screen dark. No one texting, no one calling. And for the first time in months, that doesn't bother me. Because the silence isn't empty. It's clean. It's honest. It's mine. I think about the future. Maybe I'll date again. Maybe not. Maybe I'll meet someone who makes me believe in love again. Or maybe I'll just focus on me, my career, my hobbies, my peace. Whatever happens, I'm not waiting for permission. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not seeking closure from anyone but myself. The movie ends. I turn off the TV. The room goes dark, except for the glow of the streetlight outside. I stand up, stretch, and walk to the window. The neighborhood is silent. The street is empty. Somewhere out there, Jessica is living with the consequences of her choices. And in here, I'm living with mine. I don't know if I won, I don't know if there is such a thing as winning when a marriage ends. But I know one thing. I didn't lose myself. I didn't become the victim. I didn't let her rewrite the story. And maybe, in the end, that's the only victory that really matters. I step away from the window, go to the bedroom, and close the door behind me. Tomorrow I'll wake up, go to the gym, go to work, live my life. Because that's what you do when the war ends. You don't celebrate, you don't mourn, you simply move on. And that is exactly what I am going to do. Lying in bed, I stare at the ceiling in the dark. My breathing is calm. My mind finally, mercifully silent. No regrets, no doubts. Just the cold, hard certainty that I survived. And sometimes surviving is enough. Reddit comment. Well, moral of the story. When someone says they are working too much overtime, sometimes it's not the boss exploiting them. It's just a lack of character. She lied, cheated, played the dedicated professional, and ended up promoted straight to the position of lifetime family disgrace. And before anyone says, "Oh, he went too far," let's be honest. She dug the hole, chose the shovel, and even asked for silence while she dug. He just turned on the camera.